This is the Blurring Out with Eric Blair show at the 8th Annual Johnny Ramone Tribute. And I'm here with Jerry Schilling, and you are a member of the Memphis Mafia.
That's right. Just got back from Memphis last night.
Now, were you there for the candlelight vigil?
You know, I was. I did Sirius Satellite Radio is right there at Graceland, and I did the hour before the an hour interview before the candlelight service. So it was really a real honor to, to talk to the country and some foreign countries about my friend, and see all those people from around the world was amazing, just amazing. I've only been to two, but it was just a beautiful night. 75,000 people, from all over the world. I mean, Brazil, Japan, Spain, it was amazing. And of course England and Germany and all that.
Does it amaze you after all these years to see the joy that Elvis still brings people?
It really does, and I don't know of any entertainer who can cross so many barriers and countries and just with love. And I mean, just because he was my friend and I worked with him and did, I get that. Walking down the street by myself, trying to get back to Memphis, walking down Bill Street, getting my people who couldn't even speak English will come up and and know me, and that's the power of Elvis. And
do you think Elvis understood the impact he was having on people's lives, besides the fame and the fortune and the record sales, that the personal impact he was having on people's lives during the time that he was living?
No, not to the extent. There were times where he knew he was something special, and he kind of searched. He was a very intelligent guy. He would go through old numerology and astrology. He knew sometimes, and then there was sometimes he couldn't get a hit record for 7 years, and he thought he was just another down and out artist. When you only know these things when you live with someone, and I got to live and experience that with him.
One of the things that is become so important in the Elvis catalog recently is his gospel albums.
Yes.
People are just loving, they're really understanding those gospel albums now. As far as a spiritual person, how did you see Elvis as a spiritual man?
He very much believed in Jesus and the gospel, but he believed in Judaism. He believed in Hinduism. I mean, the business card he gave me, being his personal public relations, had a Star of David on one side and a crucifix on the other. He searched everything. He was a universal man. His upbringing, like mine, was Catholic. His was Southern Baptist. But we got to know other people and learn that we're all the same thing, and whatever road we take, if it's a good, positive one, and that was the beauty of him. That's why I loved him. And that's why he was and is loved around the world.
Also, another thing that people always say about Elvis is how generous he was.
Yeah.
Painfully generous.
I'm living in a home out here that he bought me in 1974. I call it Graceland West.
So wow, that is amazing.
I've been there 38 years. Yeah.
And how did you see him bless other people's lives?
Well, the things that really stuck out in my mind is seeing a stranger. One night, he was buying some of us guys new Cadillacs, right? And there was a little African-American couple, man and woman, a little child looking in the window. And it reminded him when he and his mother and dad, back in the old days, they were showings, curtain, and then they would show the new car. You would go look at them, but we knew we could never afford them. So as we were leaving, he went back and said, "Which one are you looking at?" And bought it for them. Never knew them, whatever, and just said, "You guys remind me of me when I was a kid and my parents." No press, no whatever. I could tell you many stories,
Now tonight, we're here at the Johnny Ramone Tribute, and Lisa Marie and Priscilla are going to be making an appearance here, as they did at the Candlelight Vigil this year.
Yes. I think Lisa may be on video because she's playing the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but Priscilla will be here. And, you know, Lisa was very, very, very close to Johnny. And we're all still real close to Linda. She does a wonderful thing, and known her for years. And I got to almost meet Johnny at Lisa's one night. He was sick at that time, so I didn't want to bother him. But Lisa Presley adored him and was there to the very end. And so I'm glad to be here. My first time. I was out of the country the last two that Linda wanted me to come to. And, you know, I was thinking, you know, if somebody asked me, you know, what is your connection with the Ramones? I think my connection with music was anybody that dared to be different. And the Ramones and Elvis and the Sex Pistols and all those. And I love the Stray Cats. My dear friend Slim Jim's here. So I feel right at home. And they're doing King Creole. I mean, how good is that?
It doesn't get any better. That was one of Elvis's favorite movies that he ever made.
I know it was his favorite. You know, it was being prepped for James Dean. It was called The Stone for Danny Fisher. And when he had the accident, Hal Wallace suggested Elvis to Michael Curtiz, who had directed Casablanca. And Michael Curtiz, no Elvis in my movie. Hal said, just meet him. And they hit it off. He fell in love with Elvis as an actor. And at the end of that movie, Elvis's fourth movie, he said, Mr. Curtiz, thank you. Now I know what a director is.
The Blairing Out Show.